Hi Sag, I'm going to be doing a self-love tarot reading. These are general readings. They might not resonate with you, but I plan on doing them weekly, so if you come back, maybe next week you find something that's more your speed. If you'd like free self-love tarot reading with me, my email address is in the box below. Now again, these are self-love readings. They're directed to the person who's watching to find ways where maybe we could show ourselves more love or more authenticity. So they're probably not good for the cross-watcher. Okay, I'm going to do a 6-card spread, and then the last card will be messages from Spirit. I shuffled a little bit off camera, so we'll just make sure we get like 2 or 3 actual good shuffles. There we go. That was one. I will be using the Sun and Moon Tarot deck. If you haven't seen it, that's okay. I'll show you as we go. They are beautiful cards. And then to clarify, I will be using the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. And if you haven't seen those, they are also gorgeous. So for the first card, we have how you are feeling about yourself currently. For the second card, we have areas that you might need to prioritize to feel that love more for yourself. Or you know what? To show yourself more love. In the third card, we have areas where you might consciously know that you're not giving yourself 100% what's best, right? In the fourth position, we have ways you can allow yourself to be more authentic. When we talk about self-love, we really are talking about self-acceptance, accepting all of ourselves. And the best way to show ourselves self-acceptance is by allowing ourselves to be how we really are all the time, which is authenticity. So in this card, it's going to show you ways where you can allow yourself to express more of yourself, to be more authentic. The fifth position is just going to be something you have to let go of, pretty standard. The sixth position is going to be something you need to acknowledge, maybe in the background or in your subconscious, but it's going to help you on this process. And then the last card, like I said, is going to be our spirit message. Okay. So for position number 1, how are you feeling about yourself today? Sagittarius, you are going to be represented by the Prince of Wands. Ooh, Sag. You've got all this fiery energy, this knight with this wand. Where are you going? I mean, there's a fire. Look at that tiger. You're going someplace with fire, and your chariot is being pulled by this lion. Look at him. He's immaculate. Very fiery energy, Sag. So where are you going? Are you like on the way somewhere? Are you taking some news to somebody? Because the princes are usually comparable to the knights, and knights tend to be going somewhere. Careful, Sag, because sometimes when we go places as fire signs, maybe we don't think it through so very much. The Page of Wands in the traditional tarot deck is kind of an impulsive knight. So let's see where you're going. Exciting. An area, that you might need to prioritize. With all this fiery, feisty energy, Sag, I wonder what you're up to. Because it says here, something you need to prioritize is this 7 of Cups. Ooh, Sag, look at them. That's love. Are they in love? Are they making love? Because it says up here, debauch. Not debauchery, just debauch. Okay, under the light of the moon, they are just in it to win it. So maybe an area of your life with all this sexy fire energy that you have, Sag, that you need to pay attention to or prioritize is this debauch. Are you getting it? No, sorry. I hope you're getting it. Someone should be. Okay. And then in the in the third position, which is something that you, an area you might be not fully embracing, like aware of that you're not fully embracing. Idolence, right? Like being idle. So this is that 8 of Cups. In the traditional tarot deck, this guy is walking away from something that's emotionally unsatisfying. But when this card came out, it was in the reverse. And I don't usually read reversals, but it kind of goes with this theme of what you need to be prioritizing. So maybe there is some area of your life that you need to practice being more idle in. That would just mean resting, right? Or like not putting in nearly as much work. So you have all this passionate energy, and maybe you have actually been putting it into work, like work, 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 work. And what Spirit is saying is you should put it into some debauch. 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 You should put it into some time with some people under some sun, under some moonlight and some water, and just, you know, feel. Because no, but seriously though, but honestly though, they are in this water, and as we know in the tarot, water represents spirituality and emotions. So there's a lot of feelings going on in this water. Oh, look at the, oh, are those your cups? I thought they were fish. I was like, look at those fishies just watching. Need to mind their own business. That's what those fish need to be doing. They're not fish, they're cups. So I'm getting some pretty heavy emotion energy here. Sag, there might be emotions that you need to separate yourself from, and other emotions you need to get closer to. In this position where we talk about authenticity, how you can allow yourself to be more authentic, the Hierophant. Okay, so from this card, the Hierophant in this deck is a little less traditional than the first one, or the original. He looks like this. He's sitting there with his shirt on. He's got his bowl with him. And he's under the tree of life. And this shaman, or this Hierophant, is meditating. Now, traditionally, oh, I didn't even notice the baby on his shirt. Traditionally, the Hierophant is linked to religion and practice and order and tradition. But really, it's just about your daily habits, the things that we agree with ourselves that are the way that they're supposed to be. I'm sorry, that's the cat. The Hierophant here would indicate to me daily practices, right? Like, how do we convince ourselves daily that the thing that we're doing is the right thing to be doing? Sorry. I think this Hierophant is indicating to me with this this passionate energy that's up here, and that walking away from something, the Eight of Cups, I would think this Hierophant is really like an indicator to you that like maybe some grounding needs to take place. Maybe there are areas, because you show up as this fiery, passionate, energetic person, where you're putting a good amount of work. That's your habit. That's the daily habit of working, working, working. But there are other areas where you can put that that energy, other habits you can put that energy into. And Spirit is saying to me right now, like, this is what that would indicate. Sitting down, maybe going into meditation, maybe bringing your best pet along with you, and thinking for yourself, where is my energy best served, right? Because don't get me wrong, we should all put time and energy into our work, because that's fulfilling. That's what makes us feel good. Like, oh, I did a good day of work today. I'm gonna give myself a nice coffee. But when we feel the need to only put work or our energy into work, well, that's gonna leave us unbalanced, right? Because we're all multifaceted, we're all multidimensional, we all have different aspects of ourselves, okay? And when we talk about self-love, what we really are talking about is our daily habits, like the ways that we unintentionally, or even sometimes not intentionally, but actually put ourselves last. And those habits are what we have to change to find more self-love, right? Because we have to put ourselves in the foreground, or at least we have to put ourselves in the forefront of our minds and think, okay, so this is all the energy I have, and you're a Sagittarius. My very best friend is a Sagittarius. She's a sexy, sexy being, okay? She's very, very, very sexy. But she has all this energy. You have all of this energy. Just the raw power of fire, right? Where are you putting that energy? The Hierophant is calling you to be more authentic to yourself, to really sit and think about where the energy you're putting, whether or not where the energy you're putting is the best place to put it. Because if you put it into work, that's good, we said, right? Fulfillment. But what are you getting out of that work? Are you only getting a paycheck And are you working harder than you're getting paid for? A job is a job is a job. A career, a job. It's not your life. It is a part of your life. It's a part of that multifacetedness. So Spirit is saying to me, why don't you take a sit? Why don't you think about where all of this beautiful energy is going and see how much of that you can bring back, or see how much of that you need to redistribute to be balanced, right? Because all life, all work and no play, that's not fun. All life needs a little debauch. Okay. An area you need to let go of, we have the Princess of Pentacles. Now, the Princess of Pentacles is equivalent to the Page of Pentacles, right? The Page usually indicates some kind of change. She does have a pentacle with her, but what she's looking at right now, this change or this movement, is not in pentacles. This movement right here is in these flowers and in the wind. So something you need to let go of could be this idea that money is really the only stability, right? Because when I look at this Princess of Pentacles, she's earth energy and she's also pentacles, which is about stability. And a page would bring in news of stability. But there's a lot of movement in this card too, so that might indicate to me that it's not so much news, but it's ideas. It's like an understanding, right? And so maybe here, Sag, what we're looking at, because again, we hear about this work, right? There was a lot of work, there's a lot of energy. Idolence. So maybe what we have to refocus on to find that balance is letting go of these pentacles as our only belief of what stability is, right? Because stability is so many things. You can be emotionally stable. You can be physically stable. I mean, she kind of looks pregnant in this picture, but she could just be, you know, getting ready to go to the gym. I'm not really sure, but there are definitely different types of stability, right? And those pentacles are not the only kind. And the Princess of Swords, this is something you need to acknowledge. So the Princess of Swords, again, she's a lot like the Page, but she's a little bit more feisty in this deck with her cute little stockings. Oh, she's turned around. Oh, okay, I didn't really understand what was going on with that. She's turned around. She's showing us a little peek, a little sneak peek about that debauch, right? Okay, so the Princess of Swords, in this position, she came out reversed, so let's see what she's all about. The Page of Swords indicates some kind of movement, right? But she came out in the reverse, so it's entirely possible that either one, this movement hasn't come yet, but you do need to acknowledge that it is coming, or two, because there is no movement in this card, that you might be keeping yourself from moving forward. Think about it. If we're all made out of energy, right? Like the analogy of the cups. We all know that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? Because then there will be nothing in it. This one is full of tea, so I'm not going to pour it. But when we have all of our energy, it's like a cup. And when we pour from that cup, we can pour that energy into different places. But once we have nothing left to pour, our cup is empty. And then what do we do for ourselves? We cannot move forward because we have no energy. We cannot go backwards because that's impossible. So I think this Princess of Cups in the reverse is kind of indicating to me that you might be not allowing yourself to move forward because you have spread your energy from your cup too thin. This message from Spirit. Oh. See, okay, so this is what I really do feel. Message from Spirit is telling you not to worry because it's the sun, and that's more of that fire energy. Look at it. I know the sun is more of a representation of Leo, but I really do feel fire because fire is not just destruction and passion, it's really life too, right? Because without the sun and the energy that we get from that sun, or the energy we get from the fire, there wouldn't be life. And look at all these beautiful flowers. Like, we owe all that to the sun. So I think here that what Spirit is saying is, while you have all of this fiery energy, to show yourself more self-love, you have to really look at how much energy you're putting out, where that energy is being directed, and how you can rebalance it. Okay? Let's clarify. So I have these beautiful shamanic healing cards. They are gorgeous. They are brand new. I do not like to shuffle them because I don't want them to bend. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. They're gorgeous. So we have this Prince of Wands. How are we feeling, Sag? You're feeling these changes. You're feeling these changes. You see that in the center here, this swirl, right? It's because the universe isn't, it's never slowing down, right? Change is always coming. You see that spiral? Because that spiral is going to continue to go on forever. Just like your energy. You have so much energy to give. It's always expanding outward. But then how do we take care of ourselves? We are not the universe. We are a part of the universe. But we are not infinite. We have a finite amount of time on this planet and a finite amount of energy within us, a finite amount of resources. That's why we have to sleep every night. That's why we have to give ourselves self-love to sort of replenish that energy too. All right, these changes are going to lead to a lot of growth. I fully believe in you, Sag. I think that if you're sitting here listening to me, you're probably like, yeah, there are lots of places where I put too much of my energy. And it's not always a bad thing, you know. Parents, for example, sometimes we put a lot of energy into our kids. I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I often want to do a lot, to the point where sometimes I feel like I maybe do a little bit extra. And it's not like they're gonna go, wow, you did extra, so have an extra thank you. I mean, they're still just as appreciative. But birthdays, holidays, you know, we tend to go overboard. We put too much energy into it. And that's fine as long as at the end of the day, you're not feeling like, oh, well, the amount of fun that they had or the amount of appreciation that I got from it wasn't really balanced, right? Because I've seen that happen too. Last Thanksgiving, my sister was like, no, we have to do the entire Thanksgiving fixins, everything, with the stuffing, and then the cranberry sauce, and then green bean casserole, and sweet potato with the marshmallow on top. All I need is rolls. Rolls, some ground gravy, and some turkey. That's all I need. That's an entire dinner with me. But for her, she wanted the whole spread, right? And at the end of the day, she was exhausted. She was like, I'll just clean the kitchen because I don't feel like anybody's gonna help me. Okay, well, first off, you kicked us all out while you were cooking. So the fact that no one is coming to the kitchen is because you told us not to. And second off, hardly anybody ate your food because it's not really what we wanted, but you really wanted that whole spread, right? So that was just an example of ways in which we might just be getting out too much of our energy with good intent, But when we look at it, we think, I could do less. And that would still be okay. Because part of self-love is not killing ourselves to fit in or feel needed or wanted or feel like we're doing enough, right? Because we ourselves are enough. Okay. So we said, Spirit said, we did, I talked about it, I said that you have all this energy and these changes are coming and you feel like you're ready. And something you need to prioritize might be a little less work and a little bit more play. Right, Sag? Better be getting that play. Oh, but be careful. Slow but steady, Sag. You know, if you're swimming and playing, I need to be more focused on the swimming than the playing, so just take it easy, okay? Don't just rush right out and jump into some water, if you know what I mean. I really hope you're getting these innuendos, okay? Because that's where you might find more of this healing energy. And even if you don't find it from your partner or whoever you're playing with, you can find this in yourself, okay? Because to me, the debauchery is not just necessarily that sexy energy. I mean, it could be, but it could just be more a sense of play, you know, throwing caution to the wind, just being like, you know, I don't have to be Mr. or Mrs. Responsible every day. And that'll help you feel better about yourself because you're taking that pressure off, right? And in the end, that's what we really want, is to feel better. Okay. So we said for this idleness. Integration. See? That's just acceptance. Really, that's what that is. Acceptance of both, of like multiple sides, right? Because like the Hierophant is telling you here, your habits, the things you've established daily, these patterns might not be helping you. What else? Let me see. You know how when you're on an airplane, right? And they tell you before you fix your own, or before you fix your mask, in the case of emergency, when the masks come down, before you help anybody else, put on your own mask, right? Well, this is kind of the same idea. Self-love equates to longevity, right? The happier you are, the longer you live. Your telomeres, they're just like exceedingly growing, and you're just like, oh, I'm still alive, right? So like a sense of that comes from lack of stress. And when we are constantly giving away our energy, that is making us feel stressed because we have to operate at like half battery or like a third of a battery, right? So this integration of knowing that you can play and still put energy into work is going to help you de-stress. Oh, bottom of the deck. I didn't mean to pull this, but look at that sexual energy. That's telling you. I'm telling you. If you're not now, you will be getting it soon. So I really hope, for your sake, that you are now and also in the future. Lucky. Okay, so let's look at this Hierophant. The Hierophant, the clarification for the Hierophant came out as letting go. I do want to indicate first, there's that sun energy again, more of that fire and that energy and that passion that brings life. But here we see these birds, right? And these birds to me represent duality. The light and the dark, the good and the evil, the good in the evil, the light in the dark in the light, right? That's duality. Our universe is created around duality. Masculine, feminine, female, male, dark, light, right? Everything is kind of split. Even though it's split, it's all part of the same world, right? It's all part of that same energy. And so it says letting go. And I think here, it's not so much about letting go, but it is about this integration, right? Integrating that duality. Those separate parts of your life. Maybe thinking that you have to work and play is less fun. Masculine energy or feminine energy. I have to be assertive or I have to be nurturing, but I can't be both. But you can be both. Yes, integration was up here. Okay. And so the Hierophant is really what we talked about, is calling you to, or this particular card area is saying like where you need, or an area of your life where you can allow yourself to feel more authentic, or show more of your authenticity, show more of that self-acceptance and feel more of that self-love, was about looking at your daily habits, right? We said it was the Hierophant. And this says letting go. Letting go of the way that we think, the way we practice our daily habits, Sagittarius, might allow you to feel more authentically yourself. And when you are allowed to feel authentic, and when you are allowed to be yourself, it's wild how loved you can feel. Okay. So this says here, the feminine energy. Sagittarius, if you are forcing yourself to work often, if you're forcing yourself to put aside your own feelings and just to push through with that energy to get things done, you're not nurturing your feminine energy. And integration really needs that. That could just be what you're being called to integrate. So the Hierophant here is indicating to me that in order for you to feel more of that self-love, self-acceptance, there's gonna be something you need to let go of, to make room for more feminine energy. Feeling your feelings, understanding those feelings, allowing yourself to feel feelings, and then allowing those feelings to leave. Feelings are feelings. You feel them inside, around you. They are not who you are. No, no. And they are not a place. You do not live in Sad Town. You do not live in Depressionville. These are feelings that we feel. We can feel them. We can let them go. Because we are in charge of our feelings. Well, our reactions to our feelings. Okay. So we said this Princess of Wands, I really wanted to clarify this. This Princess of Wands was something that you had to let go of. And we said it was maybe, well, I said, because the way the cards look, is that she only has the one pentacle, and it's kind of down by her side. Like, she's not really focused on it. But she is focused on all these beautiful dancing flowers around her. Okay? So I said it was the perception of stability. I said maybe what's coming is this idea, or what you have to let go of, I'm sorry, is this idea of your perception of stability. Because there are many ways to be stable. Yes, you do need a job to maintain your house and your home. But the home itself is a symbol of stability, right? Because you have all of your things there. There's a sense of safety and security to it. Money helps, but money is not, like, you can't, unless you do have a lot of money, Sag. Because if you have a lot of money, you could build a house out of money. And then you could live in that house, I guess. And your roof could be made out of like dollar bills and stuff. And then the walls could all be made out of coins. But there is no stability in that. There's no safety in that. Because a house made out of money would probably just get picked apart. Like your neighbors would just be like $1 here, 50 cents there. And all of a sudden you don't have a garage anymore. Or you don't have a roof. So pentacles, while they do provide stability because they can provide the home, they themselves are not stability. If that makes sense. In this picture, it's flowers. Build your home out of flowers. I think that worked for the little pigs. Little pig, let me come in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. My door is made of flowers. Well, huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your door in. Sorry, I don't know where that came from, but just a sense of idea about stability because you have the Hierophant before, and that's about daily habits, and so it's indicating to me that it could be your daily habits around this. The thought of stability. What does stability mean to our beautiful Sagittarius? Movement away from this idea, this understanding or this thought process about what stability is, brings movement into balance, okay? It might be a little bit scary because we need money to live. We do, and especially if you have a family or people that depend on you or even a pet. It can be very scary to like say, I'm going to put less energy into my work, but this is movement into balance. We see a clear night into a rainy evening, right, in that transition up there. Movement into balance, which is what we want. Integration, balance. We have to take the scary sometimes with the good. There's lots of things that happen in life and they're scary. When we come up against something that's scary, I mean, I know we have all these options like flight, fight, fawn, befriend, or whatever. But I think most people have the initial reaction to like run away from it or just leave it alone or think to themselves, I'm not going to deal with that. But when you come to something that's scary, what really it is a challenge. Unless it's like a bear. A bear is never a challenge to you. Just run. Or I saw this thing where you're like supposed to poo yourself and like wipe it all over you so it thinks you're dead. I do that. I would do that. So like don't run towards bears. But when things are scary to us or to our soul or to our body, well, you really just have to look at that thing. You have to look at it really hard and you have to decide for yourself if you're scarier than that thing. Sad, you got a lot of energy, you got a lot of fire. You are being drawn. Not even like not even like hiya, right? This chariot is being drawn by this lion. That lion is like, I'm coming, I'm going, I'm doing whatever I want because I'm a lion. Just like you, Sag. You can do whatever you want. You have the energy and you have the power, and if something is scary to you, you're scarier. You can accomplish anything. You have the ability to change your life. So when things come to you thinking they're scary, they should be looking at you and thinking, oh, can I even frighten this person? Is there anything that I could do to make them think, oh, this is not a good idea? And Sag, No, they can't. Because you're a badass. Lions just don't affix themselves to anybody's car, okay? Yours. They chose yours. They are drawing you forward. This movement is happening for you. Through you. You're a lion. Don't let anything slow you down, hold you back, try to scare you. What kind of BS is that? We did talk about this though, okay? So really, this card says grounding, and it just shows like little pictures of nature. There's that sun again, okay? And we said that with the hermit, because, or not the hermit, I'm sorry, the Hierophant. He's sitting there, he's under this tree, and he is meditating, which in my opinion is a form of grounding. So it's not that change comes quickly, right? You're gonna watch this video and you're like, oh, the self-love shaman says that I'm a lion, so I'm just gonna quit my job and I'm gonna go find a friend and practice our debauch in the moonlight, okay? I mean, if you could do that, that would be wild. Also, I have like a thing that says I'm not responsible for your life decisions. You're still in charge of yourself, so I can't be in trouble for that. But that would be amazing. I'd put down my cards and I would applaud you, Sag, because most people can't just say, you know, I'm a lion. Most people have to go through this grounding, okay? And when I think of grounding, or when I think of meditation, or when I think of going within, or when I think of integration, or when I think of letting go, or when I think of growth or changes, or all these other cards that you have, what I really think of, oh, self-love. Isn't that wild? Okay, so here's what it is. This to me is sitting with yourself. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Sitting with yourself and thinking, how do I feel? My brain won't shut up. It always has all these anxiety-ridden thoughts, and I'm just so upset, and I don't know what to think about all the time because I have a lot of things that are going on. And then your heart's like, I'm so sad. But your brain is like, I can't really hear you because I have a lot of stuff going on. And then probably you have in your brain also other people saying, like, Mom, I need you to do this. Mom, I need you to do that. Hey, did you get this done for work? Hey, I need you to do that. So your head is always buzzing and busy, right? And your heart feels this. But then you also have your parasympathetic nervous system, I think, which comes from your gut, right? Your gut bacteria. And your gut feelings and your gut instincts. But if all you can ever hear is your head, then you can't hear the rest of this. So the grounding, my point what I was trying to get at is sitting with yourself, calming all this so that you can hear what the rest of your body has to say. I'm sad. Well, I'm really sorry. Why are you sad? Well, I don't get to do enough of the things that I want to do. I don't get to get out enough. I don't get to show people myself enough. I would really like to go and swim in the moonlight with somebody. And then telling yourself, okay, I hear you, I hear your needs, and this is how we're going to balance this out. I am only going to work Monday through Friday from 8 o'clock till 5. When I get home, I am not going to work anymore. I'm going to put time and energy into my kids, into my husband, into my partner, into my spouse, into myself. This is what I'm going to do. And you sit with yourself and you listen to what yourself needs, and then you give yourself what yourself needs. Because I think in this world, we are so trained to only hear what's in our brains, like what's going on around us, that we forget to give to ourselves or to listen to ourselves. And that's really what self-love is about. So Spirit here is indicating to you that there is a balance that you need to make, a movement into balance. And it's going to have to give up some idea about this stability or your perception of what it means to be stable. And something that you're going to have to be aware of is that you might be in your own way. Because if you are clearly thinking to yourself, nope, work, then you're not allowing these new ideas to come through. And you might be not prioritizing enough as you need to your own feminine energy. Okay, because here we go. We said feminine energy, right? And then the clarification for this Princess of Swords is discernment, which I think is a really important card. I always like when I get it because it just means stop and think. Listening to what's going on. If you come into a room and you have you weren't in the room just 5 seconds ago, but you walk into the room and you can feel that tension, that's not your brain saying, there's tension. That's not your heart saying, I feel something. That is literally your gut reacting to the vibrations that are in the room. You get those chicken skins, you're just like, what just happened? Okay. That's feeling your feelings. And that is a really big part of feminine energy, is really feeling what's going on inside. And it might be followed by some kind of emotional release. Oh wait, that's a physical release. Sorry, an emotional release. So we see the tears here, we see the plant, we see it growing, because the water, right, brings life, but emotions allow us to live also, letting those emotions out. So maybe there is something that you do have to let go of, and that's gonna cause some kind of emotions, and you can just release those emotions, and you don't have to worry about it, because we said that Spirit is promising this new day, the sun, right? I love this for you, Sagittarius. I really do. You're a big sexy anyway. I know it. I just know it. Let's see. Okay, so Spirit says about this sun, it's teaching, right? This moment that you're going through, this change, this transition, it's going to bring you into a time of more self-love. You are learning to love yourself by choosing yourself. An ascension, look at that. That the sun and the ascension is like a brand new day, a brand new Sagittarius, okay? Don't give away all of your energy. Don't give away all of your power. Figure out what you really want. Okay, Sag? So for the recap, just really quickly, we said that you were in this fiery, feisty, proud, look at this line, look at him, take charge kind of attitude, right? Like maybe you just have too much raw energy. And you might be putting it into the wrong places right now. And so Spirit is encouraging you, in order to find more self-love, more self-acceptance, to really sit with yourself, consider your daily habits, and rethink about, redirect where a lot of this feisty Sag energy is going, okay? It might be hard. It could be a struggle, but it will lead to growth. It will lead to healing and to your ascension, Sagittarius. Look at you. There's another sun right there, okay? I hope this helped. It's just my hope that like people read this or hear this and something connects with their minds and they think to themselves, you know, I could be showing myself more love, more authenticity. Have a good day, Sag.